Hey everybody, how's it going? Give me 2 seconds here. Starting a couple minutes late, just making sure everyone has enough time to hop in. Just give me a couple minutes here. We'll run through some AMC stuff here today. Crazy plays today, both long and short on this name. Pretty excited to go through this. I mean, there was billions of billions of liquidity on all over the place in some of these meme stocks today. I don't get it. It's out of control. But you got to play. You got to play the advantages. I haven't really touched too much of it today. I took a little slice of AMC. I'll kind of walk through some of the trades, walk through the ticker sentiment as a whole, bullish or bearish, and I'll kind of walk through what we saw today. As traders in the breakdown, etc. Just give me a couple minutes. Post on social media real quick. Make sure everyone can hear me. Turn notifications off. Awesome. Give everyone a couple seconds here. Hope you guys traded okay today. It was a lot of volatility. Great. So I'm just gonna dive into this, guys. I know everyone can. The great thing about the live thing is we can rewatch the videos and sort of go study some patterns and stuff. But today reminded me on the AMC name. Had a crazy breakout yesterday. I'm gonna remove some of these indicators here so we can kind of dissect exactly each sort of hour, 5-minute time frame here. What happened today? I think what I'm gonna run through today. I think especially for all the new traders, you're going to find that, oh my gosh, like he just made this very simple where I should buy and where I should sell. I mean, if you were scalping this all day, you probably had a blast. I made one big scalp on it and basically stopped. But I mean, you could have made money both ways. This thing was swinging like a yo-yo, 20% each way. And you rarely see that, especially with that much liquidity. I mean, it was millions of shares. It wasn't like a couple thousand shares, guys. This was millions of shares per minute going on. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It was absurd during this session. So, but for the new traders, I think you're going to get an understanding of, where you want to potentially try positions, where you want to potentially exit positions. And for me, I trade basically all off momentum and candlesticks. Every position, every play I make is strictly off the chart, and sort of my gut feeling and maybe past trends as well. So today reminded me of, okay, if you guys can recall, we played that GME craze, right? I think it was at $15. We played a little bit. We sold the 20s. And that thing kept going. GME's now at what, 280? If you can recall, when that thing ran to $400, and then I think it was the next day or the day after where it dropped like 30-40% and it halted down, I think twice. I remember that day being the halt down after the second halt. This thing skyrocketed back, halting up like 10, 20, 30%. And so when I saw the double halt on AMC, I figured, okay, if this is going to continue around the same pattern as GameStop, let me take a position here. So, and it was kind of right in the realm where I wanted to potentially scalp. It was a little bit high in the 43, 44 range, ultimately breaking down to 37 of the low of the day today. But I said, you know what? I think there's going to be a halt up after, or there's going to be some volatility here. And we got that. I'm going to run through sort of this name, what happened out of the gate, what happened in pre-market. Let me just get rid of some of these indicators. So ticker AMC, guys. Let's run it through. Today is the 3rd. So I had a great close yesterday. June 2nd here. We had a nice close into the market here. Kind of consolidated all after hours. Then we woke up this morning here in about 5 in the morning or so, a.m. Eastern time. This thing hit a peak of $77. As everyone started to wake up, they were in the huge green. I think there was some profit taking here on some lower volume, a couple 100,000 shares here, and then the big volume started to come in. And then this went down, guys, 14% pre-market. Right here down all the way to see that bottom wick here. It was about 51-ish, 52-ish a share. Why did it bounce there in pre-market? If you see this strong candle like the day before, right, on June 2nd, and these candles, the low here is around 49.50. This one's around 51. Then you saw it dumped. Then we got a big candle, big buyers here off 51, right? So there's strong liquidity candles coming off that 51. I always compare, when you have a big name like this with tons of volatility and liquidity, guys, always look at past charts. I tend to look at the days before. Sometimes I will break out and I'll look at the weeks before. Typically when a stock is really bullish, right, and it's just making new highs after new highs, right, like this stock's up 3,200%, where's the top? So I look back at, the monthly chart, the quarterly chart, even a yearly chart. There was a ton of resistance for AMC around $32 a share. Obviously that got blown away yesterday. Shorts are trying to keep it below that, and shorts got hammered. And so really, like today I said, okay, pre-market low is about 52, right? I think, okay, we could have a red day on this name. It bounced back a little bit off a cap bounce here. It's a nice cap bounce, or a little overextended. Then it dropped back down. Then here we come in the market open. Everything's a little shaky already. I see meme stocks dropping 10, 15, 20%. Bed Bath & Beyond is, 5 million shares traded. It's already at $33 a share. I mean, some of these meme stocks were getting absolutely torched in pre-market. BlackBerry lost 25% from the highs, millions of shares as well. So I said, okay, I think there's gonna be a dip. So I told everyone my plan, 9:30 going into this, guys. Look for dips, sell the rips, be patient on your entries. My game plan is to ride the momentum early, maybe see some sell-off end of day. That plan actually didn't work out too well because we didn't see that much sell-off end of day. We actually saw a huge rip, which I'll talk through that. When I say huge rip, that was a freaking 30 to 40% move off bottoms. That was an absolute monster rip. But kind of want to run through the 9:30 here. So if you look at the time frame, by the way, this is a 5-minute interval. So for me, I'm a day trader, right? Particularly, I only look at 3, 5, and basically 15-minute intervals when I'm trading. I find that gives me the most real-time or up-to-date information in terms of candle size. If I see a huge green candle that's bigger than the last 10, 15 candles, I say, okay, we have some more upside on this ticker name. If I see a huge red candle, that's typically flagging lower. So I use everything off the 5-minute candlesticks. So we kind of came out of the gates. There was some selling early on. There was a huge halt down to $50. It blew past the 52, which was 51, which was the previous bounce in pre-market. So I said, oh boy, what's the next support line? Where do I buy this ticker again? Or how do I make money on this ticker today? So I already knew my spots where I wanted to add before the day started. And I call that preparation, guys. It's like, playing a soccer game, playing a pickup basketball game, whatever it may be, going for a round of golf. Like, how do you prep your mind? How do you prep your body? How do you get ready for the game, right? Get ready for the match. Know your entries. Bing, boom, boom. Here's point 1. If that breaks, here's point 2. Here's point 3. If that breaks, we're hitting bearish sentiment. Now I'm out of this position, or maybe now I'm short, right? Or maybe it's like there's a washout. I mean, maybe take a high risk buy. Know what you want to do right before the thing happens. I always like to say and pride myself on, let's predict a move, right, before the stock actually does it, right? So here we go, coming out of the gates. There's a big halt, 11%. I said, okay, we're going to see some more downside. The next halt was another 15%. That's a 30% halt in 10 minutes. That's a 30% move in 10 minutes when this stock traded almost a billion shares yesterday. A billion shares. I mean, billions and billions of dollars, and this dropped 30% in 10 minutes. So I said, okay, I'm going to try this risk here. My original position was that not even I got in sort of in the bottom of this candle. I got in right at 44, but I'm going to talk through that entry in a second. This is where I wanted in right here, guys. Where is it? The bottom of this peak. See, the bottom of this peak is about $38, $39 here. I said that's where the big run started yesterday. That's where I want to add major size. And so I didn't get it on that second halt down, but I had to be quick. It was all in about a 5 to 10 second range where I can quickly get in before the next halt on this candle went up. So I quickly got in 44. I alerted, hey guys, I'm taking a position at 44. I rode 10,000 shares at $44. I added some good size, about 440,000 right in here at $44. 44.30, I think whatever my entry was. I rode this up. My immediate exit was the top of this red candle, which was about 40, almost about under 50. So I think I got filled around 49.80. I just wanted to be sure. Unfortunately, my real target was at the top of this candle, which was 56, and it barely hit on that one wick. But I sold everything in 49. So I made about 50 grand there in about 20 to 30 seconds. I had to do it. It was super quick just because it was a volatility play. I didn't know where this ticker was going. And luckily for me, another 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes here, it started to die out a little bit. But guys, guess where this ticker bounced off of today? Where did it bounce? The low of the day, 37.66. What did I say? What's the bottom of this wick the day before? Where did the run start the day before? Right here, 38.39, and it bounced right at 37.38, right? Barely bounced there, but a lot of volume came in here, right? So that was the bottom. We had some big bottom feeder buyers, right? But a lot of people didn't buy here. Dip buyers like me, day traders, bought that, saying hopefully for a quick rip, and they kind of sold into this candle, I'd assume. Then I saw a whole new round of traders buy on the profit taking, and they brought this thing higher. We call this higher and higher lows, right? We got a zone low here, a new zone of consolidation here, ripping the highs. Then we have past resistance here, which is about $51, which was the big previous support in pre-market, which now returns into a resistance layer, right? So then we get this, sort of consolidates higher, doesn't drop to those new lows and breaks down again to 38. So I was pretty bullish in here. I was like, okay, we have a lot of consolidation here. This was about 2 hours in here. I'm like, maybe we see a rip in higher with some shorts covering. There's millions of shares out there, intraday covers. And all of a sudden, I saw this monstrous candle come in, 8 million shares, 11%, guys. And when I saw that, I said, wow. That was a move. I think we have more upside. And so when you're a day trader, any trader that sees that kind of candle off a 4-hour consolidation in here, you ride that. It dipped down a bit into here around 51. That then also held as new support. Then we saw the next candle come in for 8%, 11 million shares. I would think shorts in here covered. I think a lot of shorts covered in here. First round of shorts, I kind of got blue from shorting at 60. And they said, okay, I'm just going to take some profits or maybe small losses in this zone. And then I think the final squeeze for large funds was right in here for the day. I mean, not for obviously, funds, retail, etc. shorts. Tons of momentum buying into here. And then there, as I expected and as I anticipated, this sort of hit a peak around 67, 68 where it started to dump earlier in the morning. And I thought that was going to be the top for today. The 68.70 seems to be the top on this ticker name. And then we saw some major dumping. So we saw 10 million come through, 8 million come through. That sort of consolidated quickly. Some people bought the dip. And then there was the flush there for another 9%. And that kind of killed the momentum for the day. I thought it was going to potentially get a bounce at 53, maybe hit a 58 close, which would have been pretty bullish, guys. I've been pretty bullish if this ticker hit 58. If this was at a 58 close right now, I'd be pretty bullish. I think we might be hitting 70, 75, even that 77.26 zone that I hit in pre-market. But I want to walk through now, and hopefully I'm not flying through this too quickly. I hope some of this stuff makes sense. If it doesn't, ping me on Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, I highly suggest it. We got 15,000 members, tons of great tutoring lessons, tons of great chart breakdowns, a great community to learn. We don't miss a beat in the markets. Highly suggest joining. But DM me on Discord. I'll put it in the main trading room floor. I'll try and answer as many questions as I could after this. But I'm gonna run through. Now everyone's gonna worry like, okay, Spud, where do we see this ticker going over the next couple days? And here it is, guys. I'm going to break it down because it does. This ticker does what it wants when it wants. These meme stocks, they don't operate on fundamentals. That's for damn sure. And they don't operate on technicals, right? But we do have charts, and charts typically don't lie. They tell a great story. So what I see is this. We got a great bar of candle in here, right? Which is about 46. So now we have a new support around this 45 to 46 zone. And you might see that here in after hours. We see some down ticks here, another 5% down. If you get in there and it bounces and it can consolidate in the 50s here, we could see new highs to 70s. The key break will be a 67.68 play. Now, if this ticker then breaks the 45 and goes down and retests 38.37, then I like to call this a little bit of a cliffhanger, because if it's hanging in this zone and it breaks this, there's nothing but bottom underneath that support. It's about a 35.36 support. There's nothing until about $30 a share. 30 to 33 would be the next zone where you might want to try something. So for bulls on this AMC stock, you really want to be holding 46 to 52 zones and maybe consolidate over a day or two. I don't see that happening. I see like more volatility up and down, so I can't really say that. If this was a normal ticker, that's the zone I would say we need some consolidation. But this is where I see, those are just the technicals, guys. I don't know. This is a meme stock. As I said, I don't have any clue where the hell this thing's going to go. But those will be my point of entries and sort of plays. I see shorts probably covering in here again. I see shorts, if it breaks this, I see shorts trying to bring it down to 30.28 here. And this is all on a 5-minute interval lookout. So I haven't even looked. I don't even know if I want to look at the daily. Maybe I'll look at a 4-hour time frame just to give you guys a different reference. I mean, this is probably just going to look insane. So here's like a 4-hour time frame. It'll probably match up with similar entries. What I said, the bottom of this green candle's, there you go, 35. So you could see like a 35 bounce into like a 45.50. Who knows? Maybe this curls and consolidates here at 50. And then we see new highs into 77, 80, maybe 100. Who knows? Who freaking knows? But those are some of the indicators I'd start looking out for, guys. So those are your key technical levels. I hope this session's helpful. I try and explain it in the Discord, like where I want to buy, where I want to sell. For example, right? AMC is coming to that first support zone at 45.50. Let's see if it bounces around 46 here. It might even bounce in the 46s back to 48s right now. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But yeah, so hopefully this session's helpful, guys, where you want to enter, where you want to exit as a day trader, because if you can learn charting is 90%, in my opinion, 90% of how to trade successfully. So if you're an investor, if you're a long-term player, if you're a short swinger, whatever it may be, if you can learn how to chart, you can develop and identify better entries and better success patterns for your own self and your own portfolio. So I highly suggest sort of learning some of these candlesticks, because it's only going to help you long-term in life, whether you want to obviously be a trader, be a long-term investor. At least you know sort of where you want to get out and where you want to sell. So yeah, I hope this session was helpful, like where you want to buy, where you want to sell. I know a lot of people say, where do I take profits? So it's pretty simple. Where you take profits is basically where you see a top of a red candle. And what I mean by that is, for example, this started selling off at 57. Where do you want to sell if you bought in the 30s or 40s? You want to sell right at 57. And what happened? People sold at 57.36, right? It went down another 5% right off that. Then it broke through, which is now bullish. Where's the next time you want to sell? And the next time you want to sell is 61. What happened at 61? People sold it off. I mean, it's really obvious. I mean, everything plays by the charts, guys. So I highly suggest sort of running through some of this stuff. Study my past YouTubes. You'll see some similar charting on ticker MVIS. I think there's ticker Clove in there. A few others, GameStop, I might have went through. Some of these big volatile names, because if you can master how to trade some of these guys, oh man, you guys can make a ton of money trading these names, because there's just so much liquidity. But to my point, I never alert these things because I just think it's too risky. A lot of these plays are so volatile where the average Joe, the average person at work, whatever it is, it's hard to get in and out of these plays if you're not full-time at the monitors. So I try to stay away from some of these stocks unless it's a clear 10-20% breakout play. Like I've alerted puts on this ticker name before. I think we made 220% in a day last Friday. We've played this from all the way from $2.75, guys, and look where it is now, $46. So I mean, we've been on this name for a long time. So I hope people are banking and making a ton of cash on the way up. Just remember, not all things stay high. So we'll see where this name goes. I hope it runs. I'd love to see another run, the 60s, 70s. But do be aware, it could retest those upper bands on the 37 marks before another move. As we see, it's already testing that mid-level band around $46 a share here in after hours. So do play it safe. Hopefully these sessions are helpful. Ping me right now with any messages. I'm going to get off this. I spent about 23 minutes here. But if these sessions are helpful, drop a comment below. If you want to see more of these, I'm happy to go through like a more in-depth sort of tutoring session with all of you guys. I know I have thousands of you are paying members, so I'd be happy to run through this. Just let me know. Shoot me a DM. Let's chat. Appreciate it, guys. If you're not subscribed to the Discord, see the link in the bio. We have weekend tutoring sessions. We have 24/7 alerts, breakouts, everything that you have in channel, we have in server. So awesome options team as well that I don't normally participate daily in, but we have a great options team who's been absolutely crushing it. So feel free to check in. Hope to see you in the zone, and have a great night, everybody. Good luck trading.